Welcome to the brand new Baka-Talk movie review. Today we're reviewing Tokyo Godfathers. With us as always is Boom and Ramen Cat.
Hello.
Hello.
But we also have a special guest, Maya.
Hello.
She's been here before and she watched the movie with me, so we're all gonna talk about it.
She's never been on Baka Reviews.
Well,
Not
she's
on
been
Baka
on
Reviews,
Baka-Talk.
but I've been on the
5
podcast.
billion years ago.
Yeah, a long
What
time
was it?
ago.
Like literally 2 years ago?
Something like that.
And all
It
her
felt-
fans have
I think it was like a
eagerly
year
been
ago.
awaiting her return.
Yep.
Yes. You know how many fans I have.
However many listen to that episode.
Yep.
500,000. So today we're
Uh.
going over Tokyo Godfathers, which is another movie by Satoshi Kon, the director of Paprika, notably his most famous work. But Tokyo Godfathers is another movie, and it's a weird Christmas kind of movie
The best
about homeless
Christmas
people.
movie.
Technically, when people are talking about this director, they sentence it more like the director of Tokyo Godfathers. And then they'll mention Paprika and stuff, because Tokyo Godfathers is way more popular than...
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought
But you did
Paprika was
Paprika
more.
first.
No, Paprika's...
No,
2000
you guys did.
We did. Yeah. But I was just saying, like, Tokyo Godfathers is bigger than Paprika.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Dude.
Paprika got pretty big
Paprika is
at the
pretty.
end.
I just
Pretty-
heard of it.
Oh, like, yeah, literally big, but I meant for like popularity wise.
Ah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. This was the. Oh, that's weird. There was a re-release of it. I was like, it did not come out in 2020.
No, it came out in
2003.
2003.
Yeah, so
So did I.
Paprika was
Wait,
the.
that sounded wrong. I need to know.
Anyways, the creator Satoshi Kon made this movie. This was the second to last movie he made before he died. So anyways, what did you think of the movie, Ramen Cat? This is our first part where we talk about our general thoughts of the movie.
I liked it. It was a kind of the thing, like I said, I like with anime, where it's just kind of chill, even though it was chaotic as all get out. But
Yeah.
I don't know how you found this chill. I don't know.
I found this really relaxing.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
like
I was kind of like mildly stressed out throughout the entire movie.
this is just
Me too.
3 people wandering the city. They got a baby with them, just crazy antics follow. I could see this happening to someone.
Yeah, that's one thing that I like the most
Maybe.
about this movie is it feels really authentic and like real, even though it's very much a story and there's like tons of just conveniences of who they run into. It just feels like it could be real because of just how bizarre it is.
I think that's what the director was going for, was like, it's a whimsical story. It's kind of like that Home Alone type story.
Yeah,
Where it's just like, there's no way this is actually going to happen. Like, everything in this movie is going to happen, but it's just real enough where you
Yeah.
can imagine it.
like there's no way all of this happened in one day, but the
Yeah.
idea of this happening over a span of a long time feels like something that could happen.
Right.
What did you think of the movie, Maya?
I was kind of confused at first. I didn't know what to think. And then more as I watched the movie, I liked it more. And then after I watched the movie, as I thought about it more, I liked it more. It was really weird. It kind of just grew on me. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Like
Really
Yeah.
entertaining.
Fine mold.
Fine. It is kind of like that. You're watching it and you're not sure what's so great about it, but by the end of it, you're just like, that was really entertaining.
That was, yeah. It didn't feel like you were watching a movie. Like, it's not like you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go sit down, watch a movie, and then you, like, watch the movie, and then it's over. It kind of just felt like there.
I mean, I went through 4 bags of popcorn and 5 cups of tea watching it. So
Did the movie
How
take
was
you
that-
like 5 hours to finish?
about 4.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Every time I go to watch a movie, I get interrupted a lot.
You need one of those jumbo-sized buckets, like the giant popcorn.
Oh, the popcorn
thing.
wasn't the thing. It's just how many times I got interrupted. I like ran out of popcorn right at that moment. I do need a jumbo thing of popcorn though. So like, if anyone out there listening just wants to send me a random offering, I will accept that.
How are they gonna send it to you?
Yeah.
I don't know. They'll figure it out. They're dedicated, loyal fans.
You need what? I don't think that's how the mailing system works.
Yes, it is. Trust me, I'm an expert.
I mean, I guess it works in Tokyo Godfathers. So.
Yep.
Yup.
So yeah.
I will say one thing I really liked about it is how it was kind of, it played on like everything was really kind of set up to be bitter humor, and just like all the jokes were pretty lighthearted.
Mhm.
Like it was like it would like kind of build up a little bit of attention of like, oh yeah, look at this really horrible situation, and it's like, oh yeah, betting.
Yeah. It was a really like feel good movie, and that's one thing I liked about it. A lot of anime movies, they're like
Depression.
they're all depression, or they just end
Yeah.
on this like really bizarre, horrible ending or whatever.
Or they're just like super serious or like super out of this world for those fighting movies that
Yeah.
it's like
And this just ended with like just people being chill and just I don't know. Like there
right?
was all the backstory things, and they kind of like went into that, but it wasn't like it was the big deal of the movie, or that there's some like big tragic history or whatever that was really like needed to be dealt with. It just kind of happened.
It didn't feel like it had a real ending. Like it just felt like the movie just ended.
Yeah, like there's stuff that happens after the movie that you just don't see. It doesn't feel like a wrapped up conclusion.
Yeah.
I think the thing I liked about it the most is it started out as like a normal, like down to earth movie where some homeless people find a baby, and you're like, okay, I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
And then it just gets weirder and weirder. Like
Mhm.
eventually, I was expecting just like the paprika parade to pop out, of, like,
Yeah.
or
Right?
something like that. Because like at the end of it, like even the whole scene with like, the skyscraper and like the two people falling, and then it's just a gust of wind.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
okay,
See,
I'm done now.
That's the thing though.
This
That
is
was
too
the whole
weird.
thing of
Ow,
earthquake.
boomquake.
Boomquake. But that was kind of that whole thing though of it played into kind of a thing of, oh, we're just really lucky like with all the situations that happen, and also it played into the fact of who's the character that wanted to keep the baby?
Hana.
Hana, of basically saying, oh, we're like blessed, we found this child, and it's like it's all these just blatant deliberate like, hey, you got saved in this scene, this thing happened that protected
Yeah.
the baby this way.
And it also didn't feel like convenient or super easy. Like it felt like a story and just the like the weird storytelling stuff that's going on, but it was still entertaining. It wasn't like, oh, there's this big threat and then they find this really easy way to get out of it, and it's
Yeah,
like a
no.
letdown.
Yeah.
It's just really entertaining because all the stuff that happens is so bizarre. Like the bad things are just as convenient as the good things that happen to them.
Yeah.
Like the I guess we can get into more specifics and our more specific likes and dislikes of it. But like there was this whole scene of them getting they like find the one rich, like he's like a mob boss or something.
Oh
that
yeah,
gets
the mob
stuck
boss that
under
they
his
save.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Who parks their car in the middle of a graveyard driveway? Oh,
and then there's a guy like underneath it, and there's just the situation is just so bizarre, and then you see the flashback of like how it happened, and it's just like the weirdest, most convenient like situations are just really funny and interesting. And then they save him, and then they go to that place, and the one guy finds what's his name? He's one of the main characters, Jin. He sees like one of the guys that like caused him to lose everything basically through his gambling addiction.
Yeah.
And so he wants to like kill him, and then as he's going to like attack him, another guy just shows up and pulls out a
shoots him.
gun.
And
Yeah.
shoots him.
And shoots him because he was aiming for his dad, but he jumped in front of his dad to save him. So he like shoots the guy that he was trying to kill. So it just stuff like that that's just so bizarre and unlikely to happen, but it's just really entertaining because of this whole situation. Is just, I don't know.
Or the fact of they're at a convenience store and they're trying to figure out what to do next.
They get
And then-
kicked out.
They get kicked out,
Yeah.
and then one of the characters, is it Hannah, is sick. And then an
Yeah.
ambulance just runs
Yeah.
into the convenience store.
Guy gets can you call an ambulance, please?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's just, that's, at that point, I'm just like, I have no idea where this movie is going.
Yeah.
Because this is just beyond me.
That's one of the things I like the most about it is it's so unpredictable. There's so many movies where you're like, oh, this is the point in which this is going to happen, which is going to make this character want to do this thing. Like Jin at one point just wanted to give up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you're just waiting for that, like, oh, then he's going to hear about this sad story and change his mind or whatever. And you just never get like that really obvious
No, it's
like
just
thing.
Yeah.
he gets called trash and he's just there like, you know what? I am trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes on this whole other tangent that you weren't expecting. And it's just like all this stuff that happens is just really interesting because it never felt like contrived. The characters, even though the situations was bizarre, the characters never felt contrived to fill a purpose in the plot.
Yeah, they were just
They were just
people.
they were just people.
It felt more like the plot was going around them
Yeah.
than they were
Yeah.
the plot. Because, like, even with them finding the baby just felt like anybody could have found the baby.
Yeah.
It's like
And
they
all
were
of
the
this
side
would've
characters.
happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, they kind of felt like those characters that would be in the movie, but they're like, it feels like they should be like the C-3PO and R2-D2
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
But instead, they're the ones that we're following and like,
That are saving the day. and-
yeah,
It's
exactly.
weird. It
So-
feels like you think you know what's gonna happen, and then something just completely unexpected and bizarre happens, and I think that's what makes me really like it a lot.
yeah,
They're
for sure.
basically the eyes of the audience that just sees all the craziness going on in a city.
Mhm.
It's like those one interesting side characters in a story. They're like, man, I wish I could follow their story, but you are in this movie.
Yeah. I think one of my biggest likes of this movie is just how funny it was. The comedy was all just based on the situation, and none of the jokes felt forced at all. They were all like really just weird situations that happened, which is like the funniest kind of comedy with there's just so many things that happened and just like constantly and just weird stuff like them walking and talking. Hannah's talking about how the baby's mother is probably about to commit suicide because of how like sad they are about their baby missing as they're walking past a woman taking off her heels and standing on top of a bridge
Yeah.
to jump off of it. And it just all happens in the background and it's so seamless. It's like there's no moment of their like a close up of their face of like, oh no, there's a person about to jump. It just happens in the background.
Yeah.
And you just see it happen. And then they turn and then they run to like to save the person. So it's just
Yeah,
stuff like that is so well done where it doesn't force it in your face. It just happens and you just watch it happen.
Or the side plot where Jin goes, he rescues the old guy
Yeah.
and then brings him back to his hut or whatever. He dies, but in turn he gives him like a bag of like lotto tickets.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, or throughout the movie, you see on the news they say the lotto number and it's like all ones.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, you see one of the characters go to grab Jin's cigarettes, and then the bag falls out of his coat, and it's just on the top a lottery ticket, all ones. You know, it's like, really?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna end it that way?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a thing. They did like probably one of the best good deeds of like saving a child. Now here they can like pull themselves completely out of the situation they're in.
Right.
Oh, I
Yeah.
guess that's true. I didn't think
It's like
about
their
it.
divine
Yeah.
reward.
Guess that's a good point. And what was it, like 2 billion yen or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
It
like
was
that.
crazy.
They were set.
Yeah.
There is a theme in this movie of like divine like intervention kind of
Yeah.
just like their destiny and whatever. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's really interesting just all the stuff that happens. It's just overall it's just a really entertaining movie. Does anybody have any dislikes of the movie?
Some of the animation was a little lacking.
Yeah.
It like there's common anime issues of like I seen like I forget what scene it. Oh, when they're showing the lotto person, where like one of their eyes is like shot way off to the side.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be that.
No, I don't think it was because it wasn't in a way that was deliberate.
Yeah.
It was just like somebody when they were doing the artwork got it misaligned or something.
Yeah.
But I see that a lot
Yeah.
in anime, so it's like that's a minor little nitpick.
Yeah.
I love the music. The music.
Oh,
is
the
great.
music was
is
incredible.
really
Good. I think maybe the ending scene, or not the ending scene, but the whole last part of them like finding the mother,
Yeah.
but the mother's not really the mother,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the not mother runs away, and they all chase after him.
Yeah.
And it's just like that felt to me a little forced. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did to me at first a little bit, but then I just kind of rolled with it and enjoyed the ridiculous
Oh yeah,
action scenes.
I enjoyed it.
like,
Like them driving a taxi
Into
into a
the
building.
building.
And then there's just one of the best scenes. The taxi driver crashes it at the end of the building. The other people catch up, and he's just like, "Which way did he go?" And the taxi driver's just out of the wrecked vehicle, pointing up the stairs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It, like most older movies, it just felt a little rushed. Like they were going like Ramen Cat said, very chill, very just things happening.
hmm
And then it felt like everything happened right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I kind of wish they would have had a little bit of a lead up.
Yeah,
Or
there
just
wasn't-
it just kept it at that like chill pace or something.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
wasn't much build up to the woman like finding out that she wasn't the real mother and all that. Like there wasn't really any hints or anything for that until after they like give the baby up and
Yeah.
stuff. So, yeah.
Which I think it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be a
Yeah.
twist. But maybe I'm just not a huge fan of like twists that way.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have
Usually
had
it's-
like an audience like thing of like maybe like a news
Yeah.
like
Right.
a news article saying like
Or just small hints that she could be not the mother, and then you kind of find out, and then it can still be surprising, but it still like fits together well.
yeah.
I love though at that ending part where she's up on the skyscraper, the convenience that her husband is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that,
his
that
apartment's
is,
right
really-
there.
That is so weird.
It's definitely like a movie, and it doesn't like shy away from that. At the same time, it feels like something that could happen because it's so bizarre.
Yeah,
And but it doesn't shy away that this is a movie. So like just the constant conveniences of like this person just happens to be here.
oh, it
And it-
definitely doesn't shy away from it, Weez, because in Paprika, the whole movie theater scene with the detective, it's a poster.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
That's true. Yeah.
There is also references to his other movies in every like next movie.
Yeah.
Like in this movie, there's different references to his other movies, and so there was also in Paprika.
Yep.
You'll just walk by a movie theater and one of his older movies is playing, which is great.
That is
Um,
pretty cool. I like it when directors and producers and stuff do things.
Yeah.
Like that.
Look at
Yeah.
my thing.
I really love Satoshi Kon's movies that I've seen so far because they just feel like really authentically fun movies, and that's like all that he's trying to do with it is just make a really fun movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like
Yeah.
a world changer. It's not.
Yeah.
It
nuts.
reminds me of kind of late 70s style movies where like they were kind of somber comedies. Like
Yeah.
they'd have
Yeah.
super serious points to them, but there was also just things to kind of lighten the mood because
Yeah.
it's like I guess it'd be like kind of drama comedy in a
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what this genre. It's an adventure drama. It's like an adventure drama comedy.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like it has high points, it has low points. It's serious at some moments, and then it's like you get that just right dose of comedy to just alleviate the tension.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's such a bizarre series of events that the movie knows it's a bizarre series of events, and that's kind of funny. But like the characters are still like struggling with things that happen at the same time, so it just does both super well.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing that I kind of disliked about the movie is just some of the things that happened felt a little bit too much, like too bizarre, too forced for the story that they were going for, but it wasn't even. It's not even that big a deal because it only felt like a little bit. It wasn't always like, oh my gosh, this is so dumb. Why is this happening? It was
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
entertaining. It was still funny.
I feel like rewatching it, you might like it more too, because knowing what to expect from the movie, you can just be
Right.
like, okay, this is just gonna be a bizarre trip, and
Right. And then
Yeah.
you can just sit back and enjoy it more. You're not so surprised by anything. And one thing that Boom said about like the reveal of the woman not being the baby's mother, I actually really liked how they did that reveal. I thought it fit really well with the whole story.
I guess, yeah.
I forgot how they did the reveal. Wasn't it Jin like found out separate from the two that gave? Yeah.
Well, the husband said it.
Oh right, yeah, he
Right.
found the husband.
The husband's told Jin,
And then
And
they
then, yeah.
shoot to the woman like trying to breastfeed the
the
baby.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
My only personal complaint, and only just because I know how they did it, is the bouncing building at the end credits, because all it was literally someone with Adobe Photoshop going. "Nee."
Okay, that was really
That was
funny.
amazing.
That-
I love
I
new
would have
credits.
liked it, but the thing was like in my head, I can see the drag box over it while they're skewing it. Like I can just picture
I
that.
love that. That was amazing.
That was.
I mean,
that was such a dumb like credit roll thing.
It was perfect for the movie.
It's like the YouTube memes of the like trumpet guy where they're just like
Yeah.
bouncing
Yeah.
around the screen.
Okay, those get more wild than all of Tokyo.
Oh
Godfather.
yeah. But I mean that's just like I said, it's my own personal thing. Just because the way it was moving, it's like I in my head could picture exactly how they were
Yeah.
doing it. Completely unimportant thing.
Yeah, there's just so much that happened in this movie. It's kind of wild, like thinking through each, because it happens so fast. It's like this happens. There's a whole plot with like the guy that almost gets assassinated, and then
Yeah.
there's like this other whole plot with the old guy, and then it just like keeps going, and you're like, wow, there's so much there's
There's the
crammed
plot
into this
where,
movie.
well, it's like there's arcs to this movie.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
whole story arcs fit into like 20 minutes where you have, what's her name? The girl?
It's like you watched the
Oh,
full anime in
Miyuki?
one movie.
Miyuki. She has like her whole arc of her like wanting to go back to her parents.
Yeah.
And then Jin has his whole arc of them ending up in the hospital and him finding his daughter.
Yeah.
And then Hana's got that whole arc of, what was her arc exactly? Just like finding her adopted mother again?
Basic.
Yeah.
Well, because it felt embarrassed to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they overreacted to something and they're like, oh no, I can't go back.
Hannah was
Beat the
They're-
living
they're
crap
all
out of
just
a
like-
guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're all just like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, Hannah was the most like level of them, which is funny because Hannah's kind of the most like eccentric too.
Yeah.
But is like the most level of like, I want to just protect this baby, and isn't like going off on crazy like things. Just very genuine. All the characters felt very genuine,
yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
one of the things that I think was the best about
Mhm.
this movie.
Yeah, I do like how everything felt real.
Yeah.
Like even like at the very end where the wind just gusts up and catch the giant
Yeah.
flag, and it's just like, you know what? At this point, that happened, and it
happened.
seems
Right.
like it would just
Right.
happen.
It's kind of the thing of like truth is stranger than fiction, when fiction like kind of takes that and just makes it like, this is bizarre enough that it could actually happen, because it's
Yeah.
just it's so absurd.
It's like actual fiction. You can, with all the stories there are, you can kind of predict where the story's gonna go. But with
Yeah.
this, it's just completely
It's
random.
just, yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't like the twist ending so much, because so many weird things was happening.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting the movie just to actually be where that was the mother.
Yeah.
I was expecting that to be the one normal thing.
I
Them
know.
Actually,
I was,
just like give the
Right?
baby to somebody.
yeah,
else.
like they would just give the baby and then just be done.
yeah.
But the
I-
final chase sequence was really fun.
That was
Yeah.
really.
It
fun.
was one of those
So-
moments
It
where
was
you're
so
like,
bizarre.
oh, this still got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You need something big to like finish
Yeah.
it off.
I think
Right.
this is a good thing of just good traditional storytelling, because modern storytelling seems so, what would be a good way to say it?
predictable.
On the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just literally like it's like, okay, the hero's quest, but it's just that's all we're doing. We don't encounter
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah.
Where this is it's just flowing into the things that make the adventure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of feels
It's
like
just-
everything is just building up to that one point, even though
Yeah.
it's not always all.
Yeah, and
It's a very flowy movie that just kind of goes through sequences of events.
yeah.
It really reminds me of Bakano and Durarara stories where they just kind of like happen and there's not like you don't feel like it's leading anywhere specific. It's just like things are happening and things are getting built up, but you don't really know like what's the main goal. It's just like a bunch of events playing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mission objective: deliver the package.
Yeah.
Basically,
It's not even that for most of it because they're like, we could just bring it to the police. And it's like, no.
How about we keep it? No.
Right.
Yeah.
What's okay? They were gonna bring it to the police at one point. What stopped them?
Hana just wanted to keep it.
Oh yeah, Hana just ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
because
Yep.
they didn't want her growing up in an orphanage.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
right. I remember that now.
So yeah, part of it is just the characters just like making random dumb decisions, and that's
Yeah.
where, like everything's
Yeah.
going on. But yeah. Any specific final thoughts of the movie?
It's a good movie. It's a little on the nose about things.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not a. We kept on calling it fun and entertaining, but it's not a kids movie.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Not by any means.
It's definitely an adult-oriented movie, which surprised me quite a bit.
Yeah. It does
Like-
feel like a kids movie, like, or at least a movie kind of for general audience.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Paprika was pretty adultish,
Yeah.
and I was expecting that. And then I didn't look at the rating for Tokyo Godfathers, but just like the whole like starting plot seemed like it was gonna be pretty kids oriented.
Yeah. This is a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, and then yeah,
Yeah. It gets a little more like, yeah,
It's-
mature
it's-
just in
it's
themes and
It's not like mature humor and like being raunchy or anything like
Yeah.
that. It's mature and
Yeah.
like it's just mature
yeah, right.
humor.
the
and
characters are
situation.
adults and they talk like adults and they act like adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a kid would find this very boring.
I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Probably.
Yeah.
They might find some of the jokes kind of funny, but overall, they would probably be like, "What is this?"
It's also a very complex movie where if you're not like paying attention super closely, there's a lot of little things that fit
you
together
could
that
you
you'll
could look
miss.
away for 5 minutes, and then some completely different storyline
Yeah,
is going. You're
you'll
like,
come
"Wait a
back.
minute, what
Yeah.
is this?"
That happened on one of my popcorn runs.
I feel bad for
You
anybody who
didn't
watched
pause the
I
movie.
did not that much. I
What
was
the
like, I'll
heck
be
is
right
wrong
back.
with
I
you?
was just thinking.
You're
anyone-
the only one watching it. What do you mean you'll be right
I
back?
was just like, my cat was watching it with me.
It can wait.
No, he was like, play, John, play.
If I feel bad for people in the movie theater that had to like leave to use the bathroom or something,
Oh,
and then they
yeah.
come back and it's like some old guy just got beat to death or whatever, and it's like, what the heck happened?
Or like 1 minute they're walking through the streets, next minute they're in the hospital.
But
You're like, what?
Yeah.
Right?
How?
So yeah, overall I'd say if you're looking for like a really deep and like like emotional and like realistic and brutal movie, this is not that at all. It's very much a like classic cinema like movie, entertaining, ridiculous things happening
Yep.
movie, and you have to expect that, and then you'll enjoy this a lot more.
No Akira orbital strikes in this one.
Yes.
Is that a plus or a minus?
I don't know.
And there's not like a
I
super
kind of call it a negative.
there's not like a super deep message in this movie either. Like there's a bunch of
Oh.
themes and stuff that goes on, but it's mostly just about people going throughout their day and doing
People being people.
people being
People
people.
living
Well, I mean, isn't that kind of a nice change of pace when
It
everyone
is.
feels like they have to
Right?
shove a message into
Yeah.
a thing? It's like, how about we just
And it's like you
have a
can-
story?
You can get
Right.
like a message just from the individual events that happen and the way the characters react and change, and you can just see different ways the characters change and stuff. But it's not like there's some really important overall message. It's just a fun movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't have that nowadays, now can we?
No.
Everything's driven by some agenda these days.
And it's also not extremely dark for no reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a nice change.
That was really nice.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting maybe a bad ending.
Yeah,
the
me
end.
too.
Especially when they just showed like an old homeless guy dying. I was
I
just like,
know.
oh.
Yeah, but
So-
you know, even his thing, just his constant. I have one last request.
That
Yeah.
was so
And he's like,
funny.
And then he
Rest well. I got one last request.
Okay, there was 2 times I laughed out loud in the movie. I didn't want to say this. Like, the first one was where Hana was talking in the food line
Yeah.
and like goes to get the food at the homeless shelter. And it's just like, give me extra because I'm feeding for 2.
Yeah.
And then the person just looks at him weird and just it goes on.
Yeah.
And then they're at the bus station or the train station. And that same person's going down the escalator and just sees Hana with the baby. He's like, my God, it was for 2. And then the second time was when they finally found the apartment that they were looking for where they thought the parents would be.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
burnt down, and Jin just finds a key or has the key that they've been
Yeah.
Looks at the door.
looks at the door, opens it, walks, she's like, honey, I'm home. And the door just falls behind.
Yeah.
That is also a great moment because if you give a character a key, you want to find out later, like, what's this key for?
Exactly,
There's
yeah.
some big moment, and it's just the house is destroyed.
Completely gone. And then afterwards was even funnier because like they asked one neighbor and then the lady was like,
Oh,
oh, I don't know.
yeah.
And then more neighbors gathered.
They just
and then
started
more
gossiping
neighbors
And then-
about this couple.
Yeah.
That's one thing I need to mention about this movie. The dialogue is so entertaining.
It's
like
amazing.
nonstop, just the random conversations.
Yeah.
All the ladies just talking about this and gossiping about what happened is just so entertaining, and that goes on for like 3 minutes or something while they're like looking through the
Yo,
wreckage. It's so
I just like
great.
how more and more of them gather. Where
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
you see that in modern day times where it's
Mhm.
just
Right.
like one old person sees something, next thing there's like 20 of them. You're
Yeah.
just like, why are you all here?
just
Go
all
do
the
something.
neighbors. So yeah, if that's all for what everyone has to say, I think we can wrap it up.
In what?
When
Cellophane.
are we wrapping it?
Cellophane?
Yep.
What is cellophane?
The clear cover that you put over food.
I just
Plastic
always
wrap?
called that plastic wrap.
Yeah.
It's
We're
called
wrapping this
cellophane.
up in cellophane wrap.
Cellophane seems
Cellophane
toxic.
sounds
Why do I
awful.
wrap my
Sounds
food
like
in
a
that?
weird drug.
It does.
Anyways, without
I kind
contemplating
of
the
wish I
meaning of
was doing drugs watching
cellophane.
this movie.
That would make it.
You know the reference, the intro we never used. If I smoked a pound of pot, do it like watching this movie, it would have been wild.
I feel like all Satoshi Kon films are like, you can watch this movie, you can also watch this movie high, and you'll get like a good experience.
I don't know.
either way.
Paprika might like
Paprika
might
would
do
make your
harmful
brain-
things to my
It
mental
would make your
state.
brain explode.
You
Yeah.
have to already have like a resistance to the drugs you're using before you watch Paprika, because it just amplifies
Paprika's
the effects.
the trigger to make you high.
Paprika.
Baka-Talk does not
I
support
mean-
the use of illegal drugs.
After watching Paprika, I was like, just watching the credits, going like, that was a movie.
Paprika was just made on drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
it
point.
does feel like the creator got more
Unhinged.
unhinged and just like
Yeah.
wild with it's like, I made a good movie, I made 3 good movies, okay, let's go.
I cannot fail.
I can do whatever the heck
I
I
must
want.
do this.
He had his Michael Bay moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tokyo Godfathers, good movie.
I
Good
really
movie.
like it.
I really
I re-
enjoyed it.
I really liked it too.
I give it a 8.9 out of 10.
I'll throw it in that category of Christmas movies that are Christmas movies, but they're not really Christmas movies, like Die Hard.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like they're Christmas movies, but there's a subcategory of Christmas movies that are not for the whole family.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
This would be like in that vein of okay, Die Hard is a Christmas tradition, Bad Santa's a Christmas tradition,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Violent Night is a Christmas tradition.
I'm gonna. Well, this
Granted,
is-
those are all way like
Way-
more body and violent, but it's
Yeah.
like this is in that. This is when the kids go to bed type movie.
Yeah.
I guess a good point.
That's my rating for it.
Yeah, I give it a solid 9 out of 10.
It's good movie.
I give it. It's my favorite Christmas movie because I don't like Christmas movies.
Have you seen Violent Night?
I don't want to.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
But it's
Santa killing
I don't
terrorists.
want to see Santa
Why would
killing
you want to
terrorists.
watch Santa killing terrorists when you can watch a bunch of homeless people wander around with an abandoned baby?
Exactly.
I don't know. I like
That's
Because
violence.
here's the crazy thing. At the same time those homeless people are doing that, there's a lady delving through people's dreams doing weird crap.
I think they are in the same universe technically.
so.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's our review of Tokyo Godfather. 7 out of 10. Not enough violence. I hope you enjoyed.
That's like a 4 out of 10. Not enough violence. Only one person got shot.
Yeah, only one.
Nobody
like,
got a sledgehammer to the
Somebody
face.
almost got ran over by a car.
Only 2 old people
Jin
got
did
beaten
get
to death.
There was that one scene in the beginning where Jin and Miyuki did look like they got run over by a car, and that was hilarious.
That was just kind of bad animating, but I will say both this movie and Violent Night do have something in common. They both feel like Home Alone.
Yeah.
And that's it for this episode. Thanks so much for listening or watching on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. I don't know. Go watch the main show. It's called Baka-Talk. That's it for us. Jamia.
Please turn Boston for a second.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm still sick.